My paycheck was short $300. I can't pay my rent on time.
You're not gonna believe how much they're increasing our rent.
Who can afford rent nowadays? Like, for real.
They want to increase it to $2,649. That's over $500 increase.
I just pay my rent in full. Don't invite me anywhere in the next 2 weeks unless you're paying for me. It's free.
Americans can't even afford to pay their rent unless they work 20,000 hours a week.
Any adult that gets up and goes to work every week and works 40 to 50 hours per week should be able to at least afford basic necessities.
I just found out that our rent is going up $500.
I am homeless living here in my car because rent prices have gone through the roof.
Oh my God, I just want to know what is going on with rents right now.
You know what's really starting to piss me off? These damn landlords in 2025.
Rent isn't just high, it's hostile. People with jobs, full-time, salaried, even good ones, are sleeping in cars, couch surfing, or lining up at shelters. Not because they're irresponsible, not because they're lazy, but because rent has become a monster that devours paychecks before the ink dries. This isn't just a housing crisis, it's a dignity crisis. It's a system where working hard no longer guarantees a roof over your head. Landlords raise prices, wages stay flat, and the gap between employed and homeless is now just one rent hike wide. We used to say, if you work, you'll be okay. Now we say, hope your landlord doesn't raise it this month. This video isn't just about numbers. It's about the quiet collapse happening in neighborhoods, cities, and lives. Because when rent becomes unaffordable, home becomes a privilege.
I just pay my rent in full. Don't invite me anywhere in the next 2 weeks unless you're paying for me. It's free. I got liquor at the house. I got food at the house. Hell, I even got a hookah over here. I'm going to stay home, enjoy the streaming services, and this $1,500 rent I just paid. Thank you.
You know what's really starting to piss me off? These damn landlords in 2025. 1 bedroom, 1 bath, studio apartment. $1,800. $1,800? 2 bedroom, 1 bath rent house. $2,200. What? What the hell you selling over there? A damn mansion underneath that thing? God bless. I mean, I get trying to get all your money out of it, but damn, Susan. What the hell? We can't afford this shit no more. We can't afford it.
You know the makeup's good when you can just have a total breakdown and most of it is still on your face. I just found out that our rent is going up $500. We've been here 3 years. It's never gone up more than like 40, 50 bucks, which will bring my rent to $2,700 a month. Who can afford that? And I'm in perimenopause, or at least I think I am. I feel like I am, so my hormones are crazy. And I just screamed at my kids and I feel like a terrible mom. And people are suffering and I'm an empath. Everything is just really hard right now. I don't know what to do about any of it. I put on makeup because I need to make content. But now I can't stop crying. It's too much.
You're not gonna believe how much they're increasing our rent. We just got the renewal letter. You guys, we live in a 426 square foot studio apartment in downtown Chicago. And our rent, this year was $2,108. The previous year, it was $1,930. They want to increase it to $2,649. That's over $500 increase. I have no words. Like, where did they come up with this number? I mean, we had already made up our mind that we're not going to stay in the studio anyways. We are going to move and look for a new place. Hopefully starting next week, we're going to start touring apartments. But over $500 increase for a 426 square foot studio apartment. I think this is because a new company apparently bought the building because we have new owners now. Like, we got a letter, I don't know, a couple of months ago that they are taking over the building. So yeah, I think that's why the prices are increasing this much.
And another thing, if I was a leasing agent, I would let y'all get away with anything. Like, I would let y'all send me fake pay stubs, fake bank statements, fake VOEs, fake whatever. Like, I would literally let y'all get away with anything because, look, who can afford rent nowadays? Like, for real, who is able to take one of their checks and pay their whole rent? Nobody. So if you send me some fake pay stubs and they look too fake, I will call you up and I will tell you, hey, I got them pay stubs. They look too fake. I'm gonna delete this email. And I'm gonna need you to remake them and resend them to me. It's that easy. That easy. Like, can you just pay the rent every month? Like, I don't care if you can afford it. Can you pay it? You can? Okay, like I would let y'all get away with whatever.
I am homeless living here in my car because rent prices have gone through the roof. The average price is now over $1,800 per month. And even though I work full time, with my wages, I don't make enough money to afford an apartment or even qualify for one. So I live here in my car, and this is just a quick little tour. I just got these cute little blue baskets that you see here, and I got my bookshelf there. I got my USB-C powered rechargeable fans, and I'm actually going live here on TikTok. I got a package in the mail, and if you'd like to check out and see what I got, join the live, say hello, and let me know in the comments of this video what you think about the rental prices that are happening right now in America. I'm curious what you guys think. Do you think that it's outrageous? What do you think can be done? Let me know in the comments some of your ideas, and I hope you all are doing well and you have a great night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Oh my God, I just want to know what is going on with rents right now. What is going on with people and with the real estate right now? What is going on? That is fucked up. How is it that literally just seen somebody renting out a place in my vicinity? Literally in 2021, they was charging people $2,100. Now explain to me how I'm now just getting a notification that these people are trying to, bro, like what the yo, when I tell you that I saw it and I'm like thinking to myself, okay, like okay, cool. I looked at it, looked at the house, looked inside, looked at the price, and I'm just like y'all are fucking bugging. You mean to tell me that you raised your fucking price to $3,800? $3,800? You want to charge people a month? $3,800 from 2021? You was charging $2,100. You mean to tell me you raised your fucking shit $1,700? Oh my, yo, bro. America is bugging. America is bugging.
I just had a friend request from somebody that I tried to help purchase a house a couple years ago. And back then, this person's budget was probably like $170,000. 200K was the max. Interest rates at that time were like in the 3s, 4s. The husband was the sole provider for that family. He was actually pre-approved at that time. The problem was that he was not working on his credit score the way he was supposed to. He was also not saving his money the way he should have. When opportunities would present themselves, we would lose out on them because this guy was not ready. Today, if he tried to purchase a house, he would not qualify. In today's market, I can't find it what he was looking for back then. And that's really sad, guys, because that means he will probably, unless something drastic happens where he comes across a ton of money, inherits a property, he's probably going to continue to rent for the rest of his life. How many of you guys have been waiting and now you're in a similar position? We used to qualify people making $28,000 a year. Today, those that are making under $50,000, my God, it's such a borderline qualification. You add a car payment on your debt and that's it. You no longer can qualify. Buying a house in El Paso, Texas used to be a large possibility for many, many people. Today, that window continues to close every year. And one day that will not be an option for a lot of you guys out there who continue to wait.
This makes sense to me, but tell me if it makes sense to you. Any adult that gets up and goes to work every week and works 40 to 50 hours per week should be able to at least afford basic necessities. But it's not that way. Minimum wage has not gone up at all. In North Carolina, South Carolina, and other states as well, minimum wage is still $7.25. Now, I know most people are not paying that, but why is minimum wage still $7.25? It's been that way for many, many years. Wages have not increased, but the cost of everything else has increased. Why is rent for a one-bedroom apartment in North Carolina or either South Carolina $1,300, $1,400, $1,500? In other places, I'm hearing that it's $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000? I can't imagine those prices. Most of us are not even making $5,000 per month, but they tell you, oh, $20 per hour, you should be happy with that. What is $20 per hour going to do in 2025? When I go in the grocery store, I get a loaf of bread, a couple of packs of chicken, some hamburger, a few vegetables, a little water to drink, 125 bucks? I barely got enough for the week. Groceries are too high. Everything's expensive. Car payments, the interest rates, the average car payment is $700. What kind of car do you need that costs $700? There's so many things to talk about, but the economy is in shambles. And people are saying, oh, you're fear mongering. You're scaring people. I'm only reporting what's actually going on. And the wages, they just have not kept up with the cost of living, and things are only getting more expensive. I do not make these videos to be negative. I do not make these videos to make you stressed out. I make these videos to inform people of what's going on and how it should not be this way. So my advice, if you made it this far in the video, you're still listening, save, save, save. Cut back as much as you can. If the economy crashes any kind of way, if we have a crash like the 2020 stock market where things went down significantly, but they rallied faster. Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to rally as high as we did that quick. It may take a little bit longer, but if it does happen, you need to have some cash on the side. Rich people get rich by taking advantage of crashes like that. So when that happened, I didn't have any money at the time, and I regret that. Bitcoin was 3K. I didn't even have to buy a whole Bitcoin. I could have bought a third of a Bitcoin. I could have bought, 1/8 of a Bitcoin, and it's 100-something thousand now. Even when it went to 30,000, I'd be in significant profit. But yeah, I will be making more videos about the economy. I love to talk about money, making money, saving, investing. But yeah, there's a lot going on, and that's just it.
Americans can't even afford to pay their rent unless they work 20,000 hours a week. And this is not, unless you're a professional person, you're a lawyer or a doctor or whatever you have your degree in. If you're a normal average American and you're in the working age, it's almost impossible to pay your rent. I met this man this morning. Yeah, I was talking to him. I delivered his breakfast to him. I'm one of those Americans. I delivered his breakfast to him in an Uber, on an Uber delivery, and we chit-chatted for a minute. And the whole time I'm chit-chatting, I'm nervous because I need to be getting back out there so I can pay my rent. Anyway, he was telling me that he actually had 2 jobs, full-time jobs, in his house. It wasn't that fabulous. It was just a mid-range house here in Florida. He said he was ordering Uber Eats because he needed to eat. And there was no food in the house. And he was splurging. His wife was working. He was starving. And he had to get some food in his stomach. So he did an Uber Eat. What he did? He did an Uber. He got a notification from Uber Eats saying 50% off your first order. So he took advantage of it. And he's pretty sad, huh? Anyway, but it's true. This is what's going on. Anyway, he has a college degree. He didn't get anywhere with that. No, he didn't get anywhere. He got a real estate license. He said that was a joke. He invested 6 months of his life. He sold 1 house, and he said he had to give up because there were just too many realtors out there. Everybody thought they were going to make a lot of money selling houses, and he couldn't hold off anymore. So he's out there, and he's bartending at night. He's mowing lawns. He's doing all kinds of side work. His wife works full time. He's got a couple kids to feed. They're worried about their rent. Do they pay their rent? Do they get their utilities turned off? What are they doing? He says their credit cards are all maxed out. He says neither of them are gamblers or take drugs or do anything like that. They just can't afford to live in today's world, So I don't know what's going on. How can we get out of this mess? How?
My paycheck was short $300. I can't pay my rent on time. My car insurance is past due. It's like over $300. My energy bill is past due, and I've been paying little bits, and that's over $900. One of my senior technicians quit. And I tell you guys all the time that when you have struggles like this and you feel like you just have you don't know what to do. I have a wedding to save for. I'm gonna practice what I preach because I know God's got this. For any of you guys in the same boat, let's pray together. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I come to you today under your omnipresence power, God, your beauty. I want to thank you first and foremost, God, that I can come to you, that I can sit here on my car on my lunch break, that I can come to you in need, that I can be direct with what I need from you. But the first thing I want to say, God, is thank you. Thank you that I can come to you when I can't pay these bills, God. Thank you that I can come to you when I can't figure it out, God. Thank you that I can come to you, God, and I know that you already have all this sorted out for my benefit and to praise your holy name and your glory, God. So right now, this prayer is direct for me, but God, I pray for the other person on the other side of the screen. You know their situation. And so I'm going to be an intercessor for them, God, and for myself. God, I can't pay my rent. I can't pay my power bill. I can't pay my electric bill. I can't pay my car insurance. I'm missing money out of my paycheck. I have a technician that quit today. God, you know the struggle. You know I have nowhere to turn. You know I can't save any money. But God, through you, I know that you will direct my path. You always say, God, to get on your knees first, and you already have it sorted out, but to put in the work. So God, I'm following that order. I'm following those steps, God. I cannot get through this without you, God. So those specific things that I prayed for myself, God, I ask that you would just, no. I thank you for you already solving them. And for the person on the other side of the screen, God, I thank you for already solving theirs. Thank you, God. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Due to circumstances in my personal life, I'm having to sell my house. And I'm not looking to get another mortgage. I can't get another mortgage on my own. It's just not going to happen. And my boy's dad is currently still on the mortgage of the home that we're living in, and we're not going to continue with that. So I'm all out there on my own. Why is it so expensive to rent a house? A 2 or 3 bedroom house, nothing special, no bells and whistles, just a 2 or 3 bedroom house with a toilet. Why is it double the price of my mortgage and rent combined? Now I'm shared ownership, so I pay a mortgage, but I also pay rent as well. So 50-50, 50% rent, 50% mortgage. I can't afford to pay the mortgage and the rent on this house anymore, hence why I'm selling. But I also can't afford to private rent. So what do you do? What's the plan going to be? So I've got 11 weeks to sell this house until my mortgage goes on to a variable amount, and that will cripple me. Like, I can't pay it, and I don't want to. I don't want my credit rating to be affected, and it's been a really tough decision to make, because I've been in this house since my eldest was a baby, and he's 15 this year. But I just can't do it on my own anymore. What do you do? I know nothing about the council or getting on the council list, but I do know it's very hard to get on the council list, and very hard to get a home. And when you have to think about children's schools and work and everything like that, you can't just be placed anywhere. And I'm putting on a brave face and a smile, but I'm absolutely terrified. I'm terrified of the unknown, because I'm putting my house up on the market, but I have nowhere to go. And I don't know what I'm going to do.
Hey, long time no see. I'm getting evicted. I can no longer afford to pay my rent. I'm an assistant manager at a Goodwill. I get paid $15 an hour. My rent is $6.69 a month, not including utilities. I called my landlords this morning. I told them what was up. They said that, if I don't come up with the money 3 days past the due date, they're gonna kick me out. Now, I know that it has to go through the courts, and it'll take a while to be actually evicted. But I'm not gonna wait around for them to do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm fucking leaving. Yep, I am moving, leaving. I have 2 months left on this lease, and I don't care. I'm not gonna lie, I'm super scared. I've never done this before. I've never been late on a rent payment or any bill payment ever in my whole life. I'm 31 years old. In my whole adult life, I've never missed a payment, and now I'm scrambling to just buy necessities. But yeah, this week I am packing up all of my shit and taking what I can carry with me and selling what I cannot, and I am moving to Houston. I am not going to leave my landlords with a forwarding address. I'm going to tell them that I am homeless and that I do not have any future forwarding address. They literally can't do anything about it. I don't have time to try and scramble and take commissions and, work for the money to come up with to be able to pay my rent. I do have a GoFundMe, but you don't have to donate to it. It hasn't done very well. I have gotten some donations, and I'm very grateful for the ones that I have gotten, but I'm not going to hold my breath on anymore. So yeah, if you guys have any advice that you want to give me, shoot for it. Other than that, that has been my update. Thank you so much for listening if you made it all the way to the end. I'll see you guys in Texas.
Tell me why they are raising my rent. I'll tell you why it should not be raised. It should go down, in fact, because I live in a gated community. Not for the past, today is Monday, ever since Thursday, our gates, like our entrance gate, our exit gate, so like 4 gates essentially have been wide open. Come on in. I emailed them, and then tell me why you answer my email with a phone call. I let that go straight to voicemail. Don't call me. And they were like, oh yes, it's malfunctioning, so our only option is to leave it open. And then today they responded back to my email with an email. It's malfunctioning. We're working on getting it back together. Sorry for any inconvenience. Yeah, I pay to live in a gated community, and it's wide fucking open. No updates at all have been made. No added amenities, nothing. No updates at all. No updates in like the area that I live in either. Like it's still the same. And the other day, my sliding back door, not like you have the sliding door and then you have the screen door to my balcony. The screen door came off in my hand. I was holding it. I was like, what the fuck do I do? My mom helped me put it back on. But it came off in my hand. Why is my rent going up? Yes, the price of living. Yes, inflation, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I don't pay that much, okay? The price that I'm paying makes no sense. It's dumb. So, it can fuck right off. That's why I am 28 years old. And like, you can't live on your own. Like, everyone is moving back home. Everyone has to have a roommate when they're my age or older. You have to live in a shitty fucking part of town. We're never gonna own a home. Which, that's fine with me. I don't want all the hassle that comes with owning a home. Like, I don't want to mow my own lawn. I don't want to fix something if it goes wrong. But that's just me. But I think this rent increase is bullshit. But what are you gonna do? You're gonna move out. That's what you're gonna do.
If you're new here, my name is Rainy. I'm in my 20s. I'm a single mom, and right now I'm homeless, living out of a car with my 2-year-old son, Kai. It's not that easy to say out loud, but God told me to be obedient and honest during this season, even when it's painful. So here I am. My lease ended in June, and the apartments decided that they were not going to renew my lease because me and my mom were not seeing eye to eye, and she was my co-signer. So up until then, since mid-July, they had me on month to month up until I got evicted. And she was helping me. The only reason why she was helping me is because her name was on a lease as a co-signer. So if you don't know, my car broke down at the end of 2024. The engine went out, and after that, I rented a car from Turo, but it was way too expensive to maintain. By February, I lost my job, but I was able to get a more affordable rental car, and then I started doing DoorDash and just other little delivery apps and stuff, gig apps that I could do in the meantime. I had already been doing that work before, so I was just trying to make ends meet however I could. But honestly, those apps was how I was surviving and how I put food in our mouths. That's how I kept gas in my tank. That's how I stayed afloat. But eventually, it really just started falling apart. Just recently, DoorDash deactivated me because they found out I was using my brother's account, and Lyft will not let me Lyft because I don't have my registration sticker. I don't have my registration sticker because I was able to get a new vehicle with the help of everybody. Thank y'all so much. And right now, I can only do work that I can do with Kai by my side. And then he recently got kicked out of daycare due to behavioral issues. But we're waiting on his autism evaluation for August the 24th. I just can't leave him with anybody. I already don't have anybody. So I'm just doing whatever work I can do with him, with me. I do plan on finding him a new daycare, one that will accept him until we can get, his evaluation and things sorted out. I just want to say, even in the chaos, God still made a way. With the help of some truly kind people, I was able to get a car in my name. And, this car is just everything to us right now. It's our shelter, our safety, and our second chance. To everyone who sent groceries, wipes, hygiene products, and more, thank you. Your kindness has kept us going. But currently, we are out of Pampers, and we need groceries to last at least for a week until I get my stamps. The diapers are on our Amazon wish list, which is linked in my bio. Every bit truly helps us get through the day. Right now, we're raising funds through Spot Fund to help get us stable. We have $3,700 left, and that's not just to move. It's also to help cover rent, bills, my insurance, my phone bill, my car note, just until I can find extra work. Because I am working. Is it enough to help us? It's enough for me to pay my car note and do little in gas, honestly. Even if 4,000 people just gave a small amount or $1, it would help through Cash App or Spot Fund. It'll completely change our situation and turn it around, and it will mean stability, shelter, and a fresh start for me and my baby. Even if you can't, just sharing a video, following us, or keeping us in prayer helps more than you know. Look, I don't know what tomorrow holds, but I do know that I'm walking in obedience, and I trust that God is working all this for something bigger that I just can't see right now. Rainy and Kai, checking out.
It's quiet now. Maybe too quiet. Because after all the stats and stories, after the graphs and interviews, after the shocked comments and the memes about $3,500 broom closets, what are we left with? A realization. That home isn't guaranteed anymore. Not even when you play by the rules. Let that sink in. You work, you show up, you do the overtime, you scrimp, you hustle. And still, someone somewhere can decide you don't belong in your own apartment anymore. The rent rises, your lease expires, and boom, you're out. Not because you failed, but because the system failed you. And it's happening everywhere. Families evicted midweek, unsure where to sleep by Friday. Teachers living in their cars while teaching kids to dream big. Nurses finishing 12-hour shifts and returning to shelters. The new reality: having a job just means you're homeless with a schedule. We were told that if we worked hard, stayed out of trouble, went to school, and didn't ask for handouts, we'd be okay. That myth is collapsing faster than the ceiling tiles in underfunded housing units. Wages haven't kept pace. Landlords hold the power, and every city you visit has a story that ends the same way. I never thought it would happen to me. But now it's not just happening, it's normal. And yet, in the middle of this unraveling, society expects composure. Don't complain. Be grateful. Try budgeting better. It's like handing someone an umbrella after their house has burned down. It's too late. The damage is done. And the solutions offered are as hollow as the promises that built this crisis. Let's talk about that damage. The emotional toll of eviction, the humiliation of asking friends if you can sleep on their floor, the stress of pretending you're fine in Zoom meetings while mentally calculating how many days until your next shower. This isn't just about lost homes, it's about lost dignity. And here's where it gets cruel. Even the act of searching for a new home is a trauma loop. Scrolling through listings with outrageous prices. Messaging landlords who don't reply. Hearing, "Sorry, we don't rent to people with pets, kids, single incomes." Touring overpriced places and pretending it's doable while knowing it's not. It's a ritual, and it hurts every time. You pack up hope, visit a maybe home, and unpack disappointment. But let's zoom out. Because this isn't a fluke, it's a design flaw. Housing, something so foundational, is treated like a luxury good. Investors buy neighborhoods like monopoly squares. Corporations treat homes as portfolios. And regular people? We're just obstacles to ROI. You don't pay rent to live anymore. You pay rent to survive someone else's profit model. So where do we go from here? We go deeper. We stop pretending this is just about supply and demand. We stop blaming individuals for systemic failure. And we start naming the real culprits: policy, greed, apathy. We need accountability. We need reform. We need to stop normalizing homelessness as a side effect of capitalism. Because when a full-time worker can't afford rent, the economy isn't thriving, it's extracting. Let's talk numbers for a second. Not just dollars, but people. 1 in 5 renters in major cities are spending more than half their income on housing. Over 580,000 Americans experienced homelessness last year, many with jobs. Millions live in housing insecurity, one paycheck away from being displaced. These aren't fringe cases. They're becoming central to the modern experience. This isn't rare, it's typical. And until that becomes unacceptable to those in power, nothing changes. Now, I don't want this outro to just be a rant. I want it to be a reckoning. And that means facing some uncomfortable truths. Truth number 1. The system wasn't built to protect tenants. It was built to protect property owners. Truth number 2, the idea of personal responsibility is weaponized to ignore corporate exploitation. Truth number 3, you can do everything right and still fall through the cracks, because success isn't guaranteed when fairness isn't prioritized. So let me speak directly to anyone watching this who's struggling right now. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are not irresponsible. You are part of a growing class of people whose labor is valued, but whose lives are not. And you deserve better. Not pity, not charity, but justice. What can you do? Speak up. Share stories. Support policies that protect renters. Push back against narratives that shame the displaced. Vote with housing in mind. Volunteer, donate, amplify voices. Demand transparency in housing policy. And most of all, don't let your struggle be hidden. Visibility is power. When we show the scale of this crisis, we build the pressure to change it.